I help you?
Hi, I'm here for Piper.
Who's that?
She's just a friend from school.
Well, where are you going?
Let's check out a spot for a film I'm making. Can I go now?
All right. Home before dark.
Whoa, this place looks amazing. You sure it's abandoned? Pretty sure. I've never seen anyone here.
What have we got, Rudy?
Morning.
I've been informed one of your patients has gone missing.
Piper High's supposed to be a vegetable. You telling me she escaped?
Piper. Oh my god!
Shit.
What, do you have a hole in your brain or something?
Who's that?
You fucking shitting me?
He's talking!
Nice dress.
This story unfolds.
The opinions, viewpoints, and beliefs presented on this program do not necessarily reflect those of the management, the affiliates and broadcast partners, or the sponsors. Listener discretion is advised.
Scarefest Radio, the radio you can see.
And hello and good evening, everyone, and welcome to Scarefest Television, the original broadcast date, Friday the 13th, June 13th, 2025. And tonight, I am joined by the lovely and talented Katie Followell.
Hey!
Well, that was
Glad to be
uninteresting.
here.
But
I'm
look,
Jay!
I want to see some heart. I want to see heart. And our guest tonight, of course, is Brian Bremer, who is just, according to his IMDb, he's been busy as hell lately. So we'll get into that. Let's see. I got. Oh, by the way, everybody, that was Slasher Nurse, the film preview you just saw. It is a shoe-in to be in the Scarefest Film Festival this year. So yes, you can come to Scarefest 2025, Scarefest 17, and watch that movie. And by the way, Joe Lewis reviews Predator Killer of Killers. Just so you know. That'll be at the 45-minute mark. We have 3 guest announcements tonight. And now to our guest, Brian Bremer. Hi, buddy. Welcome back.
Hey, man. How are you?
Good. I'm pushing tonight. I'm actually dead tired because my cats decided to play parkour last night at midnight. And yeah, and the dogs, and it was a thing. It was a whole thing, so I didn't get a lot of sleep. But I just want to start the conversation by saying, are you
setting this up to be a terrible interview, Wes?
Yeah, pretty much. I always try to lower expectations. See, that's one thing I've learned. If I lower expectations, then people just say, "Oh, wow, he did great," you know. But
that's what I do too. That's my secret. Actually, I am also dead tired. I had to get up at 5:30 this morning to get my teeth cleaned at a 7:15 appointment. So I was in the dentist chair this morning at 7:15.
Oh my God, where did you find a dentist that's open at 7:15?
God darn, I know, man. My appointment was at noon, and they called me yesterday, and they're like, "Can y'all come in at 7:15?" I'm like, "Huh?" But I did it. I got out of bed and I did it, man. But I'm glad I did. My teeth feel so.
I just wanted to let you know I almost got to watch Test Tube Teens from the year 2000.
Oh, cool.
Because I fell asleep.
Almost. Hey, I want to let you know I almost watched your movie, but I fell asleep. Thank you, Wes.
The movie. It wasn't that I wasn't enjoying the movie. It was quite entertaining. I hadn't got to the newly inserted porn that you told me about.
Enjoy. You and Anita enjoy. With the cows mooing in the background.
Yeah, I just
That's my only softcore porn. It was my mother's favorite movie. She loved it. She even liked all the like boobies and everything. She's like, "That's my favorite movie you ever made." Okay.
Well, incidentally, I just want to let you know. Do you realize if you pull up I think it was your IMDb.
Not anymore.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. I'm sorry. It's when you Google you. When you Google you, that's like at top of the list.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. I got to check my Google, man.
Yeah. When
For
I
a little
Googled
while
it,
there.
I'm like, oh wow, that
Yeah.
that made top of the list. Pumpkinhead didn't even make the top front page.
Isn't that nuts? That's so for a little while when I was first getting on the scene and everything, someone posted it on IMDb, and it wasn't me, it wasn't any of my people, but they posted like the shower scene from Test Tube Teens, and when you pulled up my IMDb, it was the movie that was playing, and I had to call them and say, "You guys, I'm a college professor. I mean, great, I love the movie and everything, but I didn't give permission to put that up there. Can you take it down?" And I found out because a friend of mine called me from Maine, and they're like, "Do you know when you get pulled up on IMDb, there's all these boobies flashing around?" No,
I do
I'm
want to
proud of
ask
my
you
work.
about your IMDb. Okay, I remember last time I had
I haven't
you
looked
on.
at it in a little while, so yeah.
Well,
go ahead.
somebody has, because the last time I had you on, I actually struggled. I didn't get to watch a lot of your stuff.
Yeah.
Your IMDb is now, it's like you've never been gone. They have posted, they posted every fucking coffee commercial you've done for the last 30 years. I mean, it's...
Well, you know what's funny? I mean, I have been in the entertainment industry for 40 years this year. 'Cause I started acting when I was 15, and I did all the horror movies in Los Angeles when I went to Pepperdine. I was in my early 20s. But I've been a voice actor for 23 years now. I've done a lot of commercial work. I've done a lot of non-horror work, like sporadically throughout the year. So if you look back, like it's actually a lot of work. It's too bad I'm not more famous and rich. Too bad I'm not rich.
Yeah,
but
go for the money.
That's it, baby. That's all I'm going for now. No, I'm just kidding.
See, that was
I hustle, man.
Episode
I tell people all the time, I hustle every single day. I had 15 auditions this morning for my voiceover stuff. Last year was great for voiceover. Now people are starting to ask me to do on camera again. Because, I took a big break from on camera when I found voice acting. I just fell in love with voice acting. I love it 100%. But when I did Slasher Nerd, yeah, and I do. I'm not wearing pants right now. But when I did Slasher Nerds, I had such a good time because it was so funny because I knew the people I was doing it for because of Scarefest and shows like that. Like I knew who my audience was, and it was so much fun to do it for the audience and to do it just for the craft of acting. I had so much fun on that movie. And then so now I'm thinking about getting back into on camera. It's a lifestyle thing. It's a big commitment. I got asked by casting to audition for Scream, the new one, 7, for a college theater director. But I was literally on the way to my dad's. My dad got real sick this year. You know the whole story. I was driving to be by his side. Right. But I told her, I said, look, I've been doing these shows and I would love to get into a big franchise. So thank you for thinking of me. And they didn't ask me to be in it. They asked me to audition for it. But casting called me directly to ask me. And I thought, well, that's cool. So I think I might legitimately jump back into the on-camera world because now I'm enjoying it. Whereas it's still a hustle. And on camera is a real lifestyle. Those auditions are tough, and they take a long time. And you audition all the time, of course. And
just don't lose sight of the paycheck, dude. There was an episode of Supernatural, and some guy wanted to be a singer, so he made a deal with the devil that he would be a famous singer, and he was famous, but he didn't. He didn't wish to be rich.
Oh no! Don't forget.
Yeah. So go for the money. Katie, over to you.
I'd rather be rich and famous, I think.
So you really had 15 auditions this morning?
Yeah. I'm a voice actor, Katie. I think we can. And so we have, I have a manager and I have a couple of agents. So every morning in my inbox, I'll have a certain number of auditions that I jump in the booth over there and I turn them around and send them back. It's not like on camera where you have to memorize your lines and you don't. It's a lot of cold reading, but you have to be good at it. You still have to be able to use your voice to convey emotion. But that's an average because you're repped also by people all over the country. You don't just have one agent, so I've got them coming all over, and you don't get to all of them. But yeah, this morning I sure did, and that took me a long time. That took me about 4 hours after the dentist. to lay them all down and then edit them and send them in. So, but yeah,
I'm like super impressed at that. I mean, like I can only handle one theater audition a year, and that's
it's so
enough.
different though. Voiceover is so different. You know, you're talking about 15-second spots, 30-second spots, like, and they're very short scripts. I did a video game audition this morning, and that takes a little more work, but you're really just doing your character's lines, and it's a very short script that they send you, and they're really looking for you to embody the vocal quality of the character and act, of course, right?
Yeah.
That's why I love it. That's as soon as I found this, man, I was like,
Do they describe to you like, okay, we're selling allergy medicine? I don't know. Like, here's what we want you to sound like.
They do. They absolutely do. They describe it in terms of the quality of the voice, but more so the quality of the performance. So like in the commercial world, they'll say natural, conversational, no announcing, don't sound like the radio. They want it to just sound like somebody really speaking from the heart, talking to a best friend, talking to one person. Yeah. Or they'll say big booming voice. Like they will tell you what the creative directors are looking for. Yeah.
That's so overwhelming.
Those are the specs.
Have you ever done audiobooks before?
I just started actually this year. Yeah, this year I did my very first audiobook. I did a nonfiction business audiobook called Change the Box, which is about learning to think in different ways, you know, when you're approaching things. It was hard, man. Audiobooks are hard. They are the marathon of voice recording. It took me 16 hours to record what ended up being a 4-hour book. It just does. You know, it's a long, but I loved it. Yeah. But yeah, this first year I ever got into audiobooks, and
that's so exciting. I told you before we started that I started doing this library work, and I got to see at Kentucky state level about how they record audiobooks, and that was really interesting.
Ooh, yeah.
They didn't get to talk about, because, you know, I wanted to be like, well, can I look at the script, or do you just have the book in hand, or
yeah.
So that's very fascinating. Do you do it all in one day?
Oh, hell no.
Okay. No, I mean, that might be a dumb question. I was just like,
I mean, I wish I could, because with an audiobook, for example, you get paid per finished hour, right?
Okay.
It's a really good rate, but that means if it takes you 12 hours to record the book and it ends up being 6 hours, you're paid for that 6 hours. Now, it's still a really good rate, but most people who record have about a 2-to-1 finished hour rate. That means it takes them 2 hours to record 1 hour of finished content, right? Because you're editing, taking out breaths, making corrections, going back and changing things. So when you book the book, typically what happens is they'll say, okay, it's October 1st. We need all the finished chapters delivered in this format by October 27th. So you have this time.
Yeah.
Don't put it off.
Yeah.
So, you know, I would typically go in and like it was a really short book. So I tried to go in and record a chapter a day. And that was a lot for me. My friends who do it all the time, they'll do like a whole book in 3 days. I just can't. I don't have the stamina. I mean, you're literally talking for 12 hours straight. But you get used to it and you build it up. I do like it. I want to do more. I want to do some nonfiction books. I mean, some fiction books.
Like that. Again, all I can compare to is like community theater stuff. So like,
yeah,
I get feel drained after doing a 2-hour performance. I mean, with voice acting, because I know you don't have that physical energy going. I don't know if that's the right word.
Yeah, that's right. No, I think I do. When I do a session, when I book a session and I do a commercial, this year I was the voice of the Apple Watch 10 campaign when they launched the Apple Watch 10 top of the year. And that session took about an hour to do like 4 or 5 different spots that they're going to launch. I'm drained. After I audition because let me tell you that because it's the same adrenaline that you're using up there on the stage. It's that same rush, that same great creative feeling. And yeah, if you're not drained, if you're not drained, you're not doing it right. Right?
It's the weirdest thing because like it's hard for me to explain. It's just this feeling of being aware, like of just being like very aware of everything going on around you and how you sound. And it's
sorry, my light fell down.
You're good. It's all good. We're actually coming up on the first break of the hour. Wes, I'm going to throw it over to you.
Are you a fan of horror movies, books, comics, music, and collectibles? Roomorg magazine is for you. Subscribe today to receive 6 or 12 print issues annually and join me, executive editor Andrea Subisati, on an ongoing journey through the horror genre of the past, present, and future. Plus, get access to unmissable special editions such as A Century of Witches, 50 Years of Gore Cinema, British horror movies, and so much more. Roomorg, the world's premier horror and culture and entertainment magazine since 1997. Accept no substitute.
And welcome back, everybody, to Scarefest Television. Talking tonight with Brian Bremer. Okay, Brian, do me a favor. Do another voice. Anything but your normal voice.
Let's see. Oh man, put me on the spot. Who can I do? Let's see.
I didn't think I was, but
no, it's all right. I need some lines. Give me a line.
Yeah, that's what I said, Wes. That's a hard request.
No, give me a line.
Talking for a long time would be exhausting.
Talking for a long time would be exhausting.
That's kind of hot. Okay.
Thanks.
I didn't. I never really thought about that being a hard question because I know when I was young and actually before I smoked for 41 years and now I have one gravelly voice. But I had my favorite voices that I would do.
Yeah.
But it just never occurred to me that you could make a living doing them.
You sure can. And you know, the thing is, 90% of the work that you do is just going to be you and your voice. Like the character work, that's different. But I do that.
That's the problem. I'll put it this way. If you come across a part where they're looking for a bad Southern Baptist minister, throw them my way.
I'll keep my ears out.
Especially if I'm reading it, that's the only inflection I have.
That's not a hard request that you asked me either way. It's just like I am so brain dead I couldn't think of anything to say. I just couldn't think of what to say. I could give you a voice. Yeah.
Now I got that's about all I had for the evening. Hey, everybody, thanks for
Well, now, good night, everybody. Thank you so much. Good night.
No, I did want to ask everybody, anybody who's new to the show's going to hate how I interview. Okay, Brian, what do you do in your spare time? I know you have spare time.
Yeah, well,
what's your hobbies? What's your passions?
Oh God, man! Well, I love when I do get time. I work pretty hard, auditioning all the time, and then actually working. I'm very grateful for that. I love to. What do I do in my spare time? God, man, I'm like the worst interview candidate tonight. I'm so bad. Do a different voice.
Do your voice doing what you love. Now you're fucked.
Well, I like, I tell you what, I really do love to travel. I love to travel for work. When I do have spare time, I have this thing that I do. I feel like I don't ever give myself spare time. You guys know, last year was kind of tough. I was really getting going on the show circuit, and my dad got sick. I think you know this, Wes. We talked about this.
You talked to me about it down to Frankie.
Yeah, so I had to cancel a bunch of shows, which is okay. And my sisters and I spent last year with him, and then he died in January. And so this year has really been just dealing with that. And it's funny you asked me that question, and now I'm like, God, what do I do for fun? We're doing good as a family, though, I want to tell you, and it's just been great. Like this, now I'm finally starting to get back out again. I got to go to FrankenCon, which was amazing, just to get out and be with everybody. And I'm so excited to come to Scarefest this year. But what I do, I tell you what, I watch TV, man. I'm not very exciting. I put together models.
There you go.
So you're AT-AT.
There you go. Yeah, so I love my TIE fighter. I love Star Wars.
TIE fighter.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's not an ad, Katie. Who are you?
It's been
but that's Yoda holding up a book with the Force up there.
Yeah.
And I have a little X-wing down here. Here's my RT. So I'm a big Star Wars freak. So like I went to the beach and I binged. I went to the beach and I stayed inside and I binge watched Andor season 2. That's all I did, and I ordered pizza. That's all I did for the whole week. And by the way, that is now my new favorite Star Wars anything, that Andor show. And then So I watch TV. I like to, once I do end the day, I have this ritual, and I've told people about this before. I go into the bedroom. I got a great TV. I go into the bedroom and I light a candle and turn the bed down. I turn the bed down like I'm in a hotel, like it's a hotel turn down service. And I tell people do this all the time. This is part of self-care. I turn the sheets down just like somebody's coming in and done it. I fluff the pillows. I light a candle. And when I light that candle, everything's done. All thoughts are off. Nothing gets in. The day is gone. Nothing happens till the next day. And that's my time. And it's getting earlier and earlier in the day. Like it used to be about 10 o'clock. Now it's like, is it 6:30? Can I go light my candle? And then I find something fun to watch on TV. Last night I watched, because I got a great TV, I watched, I started watching The Lovely Bones again, the Stephen King story. Oh my God. And the night before that, I watched, Clash of the Titans, the new one with the guy from Avatar.
Yeah.
That was fun. That Medusa scene is great. Anyway, so that's what I do. I try to relax. I take care of myself, you know. I really try to find that kind of quiet space. And literally the act of lighting that candle shuts everything off. And I had to train myself. It didn't just happen. Like it took a long time me going, okay, this is what this symbol means. And then I just cooled down. And then the morning starts and I start all over again. I usually start with auditions or whatever work has to be done for the day. And I started teaching, so I'm loving that. So, but that's what I do for fun.
See, now my nightly bedtime ritual is turn my heating pad on. That's a stage of life I'm at. That's how I know my day is done. Until the dogs do parkour at midnight and then I have to get up. And,
yeah, right. Because the heating pad gets plugged in. That's hilarious. I'm sorry, Anita.
The exciting life here on the farm.
All right. Here too.
Had something else. Yeah, go to Katie. I had something else, but it's not important.
What?
Well, I was going to ask you, what kind of shows do you like to watch?
I love horror themed shows, like science fiction shows, like Castle Rock was really great, like that kind of thing. Anything Stephen King. I'm a huge Stephen King fan. I almost got to meet him once, but I missed him.
Oh.
Yeah, I like science fiction.
Yeah.
I like quirky, weird shows. Like I really got into Yellow Jackets. Did you watch Yellow Jackets?
No, I was wondering if you watched What We Do in the Shadows. That became one of my favorite shows.
Oh yeah, that's an amazing show.
It was kind of fun to watch because I felt like it had that very real horror feeling. Like some of the monsters in that, as stupid as the show is, it's very scary. Some of the effects
and some of the gore and some of the kills. Yeah.
Very real. I mean, the very silly question that I had for you before we started, and I'm going to ask before I forget. So you said that you found something from Pumpkinhead in your attic.
Oh, yeah, I did.
And you were going to bring it. Have you stolen anything from sets over the years?
No, I never have. But usually they give me something, you know, usually. But with Pumpkinhead, it's so funny because you know, I'm getting back out to the shows now, so I was going to FrankenCon, and Richard wanted to do a photo op with me dressed as Bunt, which, by the way, we don't ever need to do that again. I found a wig that looked like Bunt's, and I put it on, and I looked like my great aunt Edith. God bless my great aunt Edith. No. I looked like a little old lady wearing a wig, but okay, people liked it, so that's cool. But when he said let's do an in-costume photo op, I was like, oh man, I think I've got some stuff. And if you've seen Pumpkinhead, you know, but it all takes place in one day. It starts kind of it goes in through till the monster gets, you know, monster doesn't really die, as we know. But so I'm wearing the same shirt in the entire movie because it's all one day. But obviously we shot it over time, so there were 6 identical shirts that were ripped in exactly the same place. They're all made up with Fuller's Earth, which is the makeup that makes it look like dirt. They're identical shirts. Well, on the last day, and I remember this so clearly, I remembered it when Richard was talking about doing the photo op. The very last day of the shoot, the wardrobe lady came in and she had one of my shirts in a plastic bag. She said, "Would you like to keep this?" I'm like, "Oh yeah." I have had that thing in my attic for 35 years. I've just taken it from apartment to apartment to whatever. So I got it down, And I opened the bag for the first time. I hadn't even ever opened a bag. And I took it out, and it smelled like Fuller's Earth, and it smelled like my trailer and the set, and it took me right back. So I took that down to FrankenCon and put it on a little mannequin, and people were loving it. It was so fun because you see the picture of me wearing it 35 years ago, and there it is, you know. And I'm going to bring it to Scarefest too, so that was really cool. It was just cool to find. And it fits. I mean, it's tight, but it fits.
Awesome. Like, I always steal costumes from shows.
Sure, man. I used to do that.
Obviously, I stole my sledgehammer because I got to do Annie Wilkes.
Oh, yeah, I know.
And so I kind of keep it like
great Annie Wilkes.
I was fantastic.
Yeah,
I don't know.
You're great.
It was so funny because like the shows I was doing like before and after Annie Wilkes are like I'm about to audition for the same show a second time for Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat.
Great show. That's a great show.
Love it. Fabulous. It's Donny Osmond was one of my imaginary friends as a kid, so like that spot, like the show has like a special spot in my heart.
That is so sweet.
It's so he lived in a shoebox under my bed, so it's a very emotional like show for me. I
don't know how I feel about that, but
I know. I wrote him and told him that. He never wrote back. So
I bet he didn't write you back, Katie.
No.
My cousin Laura had the Donnie and Marie playset dolls with like the purple outfits and everything. You're probably too young to remember this, but she and I used to play Donnie and Marie all the time.
I just like I grew up with him as Joseph, and so then as I got older, I read about his other stuff. He's a very talented actor, and like he actually has like really severe anxiety. And so that was kind of interesting to read about.
Yeah.
But I did like Joseph before and did Young Frankenstein after Misery. So like it was just funky.
I wish I could see you in a show. I'd love to see you in a show sometime. That'd be a lot of fun.
Do you do plays still, or do you have much time
I used to.
it?
You know, that's how I started, just like you, in community theater, and then I went on and did professional theater, and I actually opened a theater company here in Atlanta, a sketch comedy theater that I ran for 15 years with some friends. And we did 5 shows a year, just nonstop running scripted shows. So not improv. So we had to write the show. So we'd go down and write it, put the show up. But I haven't in a long time, and I really, really want to. Like Wes said, follow the paycheck. The theater doesn't pay quite as well as the film and TV and the voiceover stuff. But, you know, I'm dying.
Kind of a money hole for me. It's like I'm like, you know.
Even on the professional level. I mean, now if you're constantly working and you're on Broadway or off Broadway and you're equity and you're making a decent living, it's fine. But I used to work with film actors who were theater actors, and they would always get an understudy because if they booked a film, they would want to go do it because it paid so much more. So it's a tough role to. But I miss it because that's my first love. I mean, that is it. When we did Karaoke at Scarefest the very first year, and I got to be up there with my dear friends and sing in front of the audience, like in front of the audience, that
was the most exciting thing ever, though. Like I was in the audience that night. I was like, oh my God, Brian Bremer from Pumpkinhead is on stage right now singing Rocky Horror Picture Show. And like I have like pictures of you from that. Like,
oh, cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. It was awesome.
But I miss the theater. I really do. I told a friend recently I really want to get back on stage. I just don't know what form or shape that'll take. But, you know,
I just try to do one play a year. But I have to be very picky or it will suck your life away.
Yeah. Especially community theater. I did a lot of community theater. I love community theater. Love it. And that might be what I end up doing again, you know, in my old age. Who knows? Yeah.
It's just kind of rewarding. It just makes me feel like a celebrity. It makes me feel famous for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Big deal. Well,
you are famous to me.
Thank you. I'm also really famous in like Monticello, Kentucky, which is like a population with 200 people. So
hey, you got to start somewhere.
Love
man.
it.
I'm minorly famous myself, so I completely relate to that.
No, when you walked into Lex Live, we all like turned our head. Like it was like a big movie moment. It was awesome.
Thank you. That makes me feel good, Katie. Thank you. That's very sweet to say. Thank you.
Well,
I can't wait to see you again this year.
I can't wait. I'll make you. I don't know what friendship bracelet I'll make you, but I'll come up with something. That's what I do for everybody. So
I know.
We are actually on our half the hour mark.
All right.
Time for guest announcements.
All right.
And yes, our guest announcements for tonight, for June 13th, 2025, Let's start off with Ken Foree. Ken Foree, Dawn of the Dead, Zone of the Dead, From Beyond, Devil's Rejects, just a whole slew of horror movies. Ken Foree is coming back to Scarefest. And we have Kathleen Kinmont. Kathleen Kinmont, Halloween for the Return of Michael Myers, Bride of Reanimator, fits into a bunch of our little niches that we got there coming this year.
She's beautiful
Kathleen
and lovely.
Kinmont is coming. And to close out the announcements, Brooke Theiss. Brooke Theiss from A Nightmare on Elm Street 4, The Dream Master. Hey, I got that right this time. I didn't give the wrong movie title. Brooke Theiss is coming to Scarefest. Also, I don't remember. She was Ferris Wheel Mom in Catwoman. Now I got to go look that shit up. Oh, well. Moving on. Talk Scary to Me Live. Tickets are on sale now. Go to scarefestweekend.com. Look for the add-on link. You go to ticket page and then you click the after-hour stuff. We need to make that easier to find. But anyway, Talk Scary to Me Live. Tickets are on sale. Hey, and we are running a tattoo contest this year. We always run one, but we're doing a better job this year. You can sign up ahead of time. Go to scarefestweekend.com, and it is under like add-ons in the top menu. We got to fix that. But you can go ahead and sign up. Well, but at the Scarefest Tattoo Inc., if you're into that this year, we'll have 20 artists, daily contests, badass trophies, 15 contest categories, and I'll probably still get little shitty trophies for my film festival. Just saying, Brandon, just saying. Badass trophies. The Warren Museum After Dark. Ooh. Of course, the Warren Museum is coming to Scarefest this year, but we are opening up. We have an after-hours investigation Friday and Saturday nights. Friday nights are selling quite well because we've announced the celebrity. Saturday, I was talking to him today. We still got to get all the I's dotted and P's curled and T's crossed and the other alphabet letters that need stuff. But yeah, and they're going to be doing, for the ghost people out there, they will be doing this. They're going to do the Estes method. So this won't just be you walking around the dark with a flashlight. This will be interactive. They're going to do an actual Estes method investigation with the haunted items. So there you go. Those tickets are on sale, pre-sale now. Check them out. And after you watch tonight's show, go to youtube.com at the Talking Heads. Because it won't show up in the search engine yet. Anyway, me and Katie, if you've not had enough of us yet, we are Barb's guest for tonight for at the Talking Heads. Or the Talking Heads, that's the name of the show. At the Talking Heads is how you find it. But anyway, so yeah, paranormal activity stories. We talk about Mansfield and some other stuff. So if you're into paranormal, you can see the darker side of Katie. And Scarefest also is proud to bring you the Central Kentucky Mystical Market. Lexington, Kentucky's premier psychic and artist market. Third weekend of every month. June 21st and 22nd. That'll be Saturday and Sunday. You can go to scarefestweekend.com to find out more about that. And to close it out, we're going to give a little plug here to Kids Day. Don't forget that Sunday of Scarefest weekend is Kids Day. Now, kids 12 and under get in free all weekend. But Sunday, we have special activities for them, including an indoor trick-or-treat, costume contest, and arts and crafts. So check that out. Don't forget that Sunday of Scarefest weekend. Back to my guest, Mr. Brian Bremer. By the way, my thing lately has been I've binge watched House MD. Because
cool.
I felt like I needed to freshen up my sarcasm, and I have to admit the writers for that show rocked it.
Yeah, they did. You need to sharpen that stone. You're doing just fine, Wes.
Okay?
Hey.
Now, like I've seen you've been in a few things last few years. Is the show circuit bringing you some opportunities? I have a funny feeling the Slasher Nurse was something you hooked up with at a show. Am I wrong?
You know what's very funny? I think the visibility is definitely causing that to happen. Dave Carr, Slasher 15, just reached out to me out of the blue. He's always a fan. I didn't meet him at a show.
Okay.
Same with Matt Cloud for Coffin Tooth, which is another one. I just did another one that I'm really excited about called Soul's Chapel, where I actually did a voice. I couldn't be there in person because of what was happening with my dad. So he said, well, would you be the voice of this kind of disembodied mist? I'm like, yeah, man, that was really cool.
Do the mist voice. Do the mist voice.
Well, it was kind of like a Matthew McConaughey, kind of like, hey, man, what's going on? You know you want that rock. You know you want it. It was something like that. I can't remember the lines.
That's
I like it.
sexy.
But it's good. It was fun. But like, so Dave, just reached out to me directly. Matt reached out to me directly, but it was the same year I started doing the shows, or after I'd done a few. So I think what happened was absolutely they're seeing, like, they're fans of Scarefest, they're fans of FrankenCon, Carolina Fear Fest. Like, they're seeing me and they go, oh, that guy's still around. We like that guy. So let's reach out. Let's find him. So yes, for sure. For sure. Absolutely. Because it totally coincided with starting to do the show circuit. So I didn't meet them at the shows per se. I did meet the guy from Soul's Chapel at FrankenCon, but the others so far have just been like, you're in the zeitgeist, I guess. And people start to find you. That's been great, man.
I was wondering kind of how it worked. Because now most of the independent film producers I know actually go to these conventions to network. I mean, that's what
for sure.
And
that's something I didn't realize, but that's absolutely true. And I have talked with a lot of indie filmmakers at the shows about like doing stuff, and people give me scripts and stuff, or I'll approach a director and say, hey, I'd love to work with you. I didn't realize that was a thing, but that's a thing, that we are actually all there meeting people and networking. Sometimes people ask me how they can get into like the horror scene as an actor. I'm like, go to the cons. Go and talk to a director, go and meet an actor, go and it's a good place to do it because there's nothing at stake. You're not there to close a deal necessarily, although it is kind of like the Cannes Film Festival of the horror world. And business does happen. But everybody's, especially a show like Scarefest, everyone's there just to have so much fun and everybody's just vibing. And you're going to love this documentary because it totally captures the vibe of Scarefest. It is so well done. And in that relaxed atmosphere, it's just a great way to meet and talk and, nothing at stake, and just get to know people. And you end up working with what I found in this business after being in it for so long and looking back at who I've worked with, you end up working with people that you just make a natural, authentic connection with.
Mm-hmm.
And there is no way to fake, force, or push that. Right? It just, you don't have to do anything. That just kind of naturally happens, but you do have to put yourself out there. You got to get out there and be where people are and meet people and not be afraid to talk about yourself and what you've done and not let things get under your skin. If somebody doesn't like you or doesn't think you're all that great or gives you a snotty attitude or something, just, roll off your back. There's people all over this world that'll make you feel more than and make you feel less than. And that's great, but none of it is valid. The only person that can make you feel more than or less than is you. So if you go in with that attitude, then I tell people, go to the conventions and network with people. But I didn't know that was a thing. I had no idea getting into it that like deals are being made. But they are, yeah. So yeah, it's been great. I love it. I mean, the fact that, someone will ask me to either be in or read for their film because I've been at your show, that's great. I'll take it.
Just
100%.
Get the check.
Just give me the check.
Yeah, because
it's funny now.
Your next thing is to do a Felissa Rose, and all the movies will say featuring Brian Bremer, and you'll basically have one of your little 10-second voiceovers. You
will not be disappointed with Slasher Nurse for me
I've got to see
or
it.
Felissa. Oh, you saw it?
Yes, it's in our film festival. It's entered in the film festival, and that's why I was allowed to say it's a shoe-in because I watched it.
Oh, great, Wes. And Felissa's got a nice role in it. I got a nice role in it.
The sad part is I completely forgot the two of you were in it, though. I love the movie.
Oh, yeah?
For some reason. I blanked out on all the characters.
That's good. So they're going to show it at Scarefest this year?
Yes, it will be at
That's
Scarefest.
fucking great. Oh, good.
And they'll probably bother you to go down to a Q&A or some bullshit like that.
I hope so. I'd love to. Oh, I hope that means that all the other people and filmmakers everybody will come down because that's a great group. That's Slasher 15 group. They are amazing.
Now, one question I have from the chat room, and I kind of know the answer, but because I like to prove that I'm watching the chat room, someone asked.
I can't see the chat room. I just want to say that. So if anybody is talking to me, hey.
And it's the best because then because the people that can see the chat room often forget to mute the audio. So I just don't even tell them about it. I just don't even tell them about it. Do you keep in touch with Lance?
Not on a regular basis. We have stayed in touch over the years. Since Scarefest, we've talked. You know, I saw him and got to spend a lot of time with him that year at Scarefest a couple of years ago, when Adrian brought me down because he was there. You know, I met Adrian at FrankenCon.
Mm-hmm.
I knew they were bringing Lance down, and I kind of begged her to let me come down, and she was, and Brandon and you guys were gracious enough to bring me down. And I had kept in touch with him on and off up until then. He was here at a con, and somebody went down and gave him a message for me, and he ended up contacting me, and we've talked on and off, but not close until Scarefest. And I tell you what, when we saw each other, it was so funny because he walked in and walked by my table to get to his table, and he goes, "What?" And I said, "Oh, Mr. Hartley." And it was just like, it was the weirdest thing. It was like we were just on set, and the same relationship. I think because those experiences are just so bonding, and like you remember those relationships and you remember those feelings. And it was just like no time had passed at all. And he hasn't changed a bit. We were standing out back on a break at one point, and he goes, "Can you believe all these people at my table?" I'm like, "What?" He goes, "Do you see my line?" I'm like, You're Lance Henriksen." But I really don't think, I think he's just so humbled by it, and amazed that you know, he is, you know, at the whole thing, which I get that, because it's on a much smaller level. When somebody comes up to me and talks to me about Pumpkinhead or one of my movies, I'm just blown away. And it was funny to see, like, he has the same reaction, like he was stunned by his line. You know what I mean? So yeah, it was great. So I really reconnected with him at your show.
Cool.
Yeah.
Over to you, Katie.
How do you guys stay energized and friendly at conventions? Because by like 10 a.m. Saturday, I'm a bitch. And so, like, how do you? Oh, okay.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to name names. No, it's adrenaline, and it's like being on stage a little bit. It's work. You know, you're there to work, but also it's just so much love. I mean, it's as much love as coming at me over the table. There's just as much love going back out to the people that are there. I'm stunned, and I love meeting people, and I could talk to them all day long. And it is tiring at the end of the day. You're like, oh, okay, because it's a big adrenaline rush. And I feel like when I'm at those shows, my adrenaline's just going through the roof the whole time. And I think it's adrenaline that really keeps us going. But we're just so humbled and amazed and astounded that anybody wants to come and like can actually talk about your movies and knows the work that you've done. So to me, that's such a privilege, and it's just such a blessing to be there. And so that kind of keeps me going. It's tiring though. At the end of Scarefest, I was pretty much like I had hit a brick wall.
Yeah, I take off more time after every year just to recover.
I bet you do.
Yeah. But I think you're always just so popular because, like, you do give love back to us. Like, we can feel it. The fact that you're willing to go sing karaoke with us and fuck around.
That's the most fun part, man.
That's the best. Like, it's so good for us, too. So, like, so thank you for that, and I'm saying thank you for everybody,
for that, Katie. Thank you.
It's so cool.
It changed my life. It really did.
I legit just don't know how you guys do it and still be nice.
And not everybody is.
No, not everybody is, but
well, you know.
Like,
I tell you what. I honestly, the very first show I did, I sat right next to Felissa Rose. I've told this story before, and I was so nervous at that show. It was a little tiny show in Tampa. Not a little tiny show, but a small show in Tampa. And I turned to her right before the doors opened, and I said, oh, and we had met. You know, we had just met, although we had some friends in common. I said, oh, my God, I'm so nervous right before the doors open. And she says, honey, we're just here to give love and receive it in return. Big smile, you know. And I'm like, okay, I can do that. Like, I can do that. Like, I feel that, right? I get that. And I've told her this, like, that kind of set the standard for me, like how you should be. You know, people have come to see you and they're like, it's a big deal to you. it should be a big deal to you that they're there. And like for Felissa, it is a huge deal that people come to see her. She's humbled by it and overwhelmed by it. And she says in this documentary, she found it's like going to a family reunion that you want to go to.
Yeah. Well,
You
like,
know what I mean?
that's the coolest thing though. Is like people like you or Felissa or Kane Hodder, like you all like we see you and we feel like we're related to you. Like it's like the first day of school every year, and it's really cool. You guys do go above and beyond for us, the fans, and thank you.
Well, thank you for it. But thank you. Thank you. I can't thank you enough, and all you guys watching in the chat that I can't see.
I can't see them
Thank
either.
you guys, because if it weren't for you guys, we would not be doing it. And it's fun. It's really fun to get out and actually meet the audience for the movies too. I will say that when I was doing the movies last year, I said this already, but I was very aware of like, well, Katie's watching and Eric's watching. And, you know, I can name a million names. Like I thought about you guys watching and like, okay, this is like being on stage now. Now I know the audience. You know, when you do a movie, there's nobody there.
Yeah.
Right?
That makes total sense.
And when you're on stage, you're all out there in the dark, right? Well, having that understand, it kind of helped me to really enjoy film acting more, to know, well, there is an audience there and to like know who they are and do it for you guys. So
I never thought of that before. Thank you. That's actually
interesting,
very
huh?
thought-provoking. Yeah.
Yeah. It changes the way you approach the performance. And, you know, for me, relating it more to theater was really helpful because theater is my first background.
Yeah.
I always felt very comfortable there, like you do.
Yeah. Well, we're up on the last quarter of the hour. I think we have to listen to Joe Louis now.
Fantastic.
Great toss.
Welcome to Bonehead Weekly. And that's right, I've gotten old and need reading glasses from time to time, and it's driving me insane. How are you? I'm Joe Louis. I have a review of this week of something that's really new, but it's not in theaters, and hopefully you have the Hulu or a Disney Plus subscription because this is really damn good. I don't know how you feel, but I love Predator. I love Predator 2. Not as great, but has a kick-ass first and third act. Love those movies. Predators, it's okay. Good scenes in it. Still enjoy it. The Predator, little less. Good scenes in it. And then they made Prey. Loved Prey. Good movie. Dan Trachtenberg, who directed Prey, has given us, and he's directing the new Predator movie that's going to come out later this year, he's given us an animated film that's on Hulu called Predator, Killer of Killers. And it is so damn good. It's animated, I know, but it's just so good and so well written. My friend Chad, who some of you know, texted me the other day and said, have you watched it yet? And I said, no, I haven't watched it yet. And he goes, that Dan Trachtenberg, he sure knows his Predators. And he does. He just knows how to make a Predator movie. Thank God somebody does, because it works. What it is it's only about an hour and 25 minutes, which is perfect. And what happens is we're taken through 3 different times throughout history of when the Predators came to Earth. The technology changes like it did in Prey and stuff. And of course, their technology is going to advance. So why wouldn't it look a little older in previous things? So in previous times they visited, they come to Earth. The first story takes place in Vikings and Viking Raiders. Perfect setting for Predator. Wonderful story. Kind of a little bit, not necessarily, but a little gut-wrenching towards the end of it, especially if you're a parent. The second one takes place in feudal Japan. Of course it does, with samurais. Not as gut-wrenching, my least favorite of the 3, but a fantastic story. And the third, World War II. Why wouldn't they be? It even says it in the movie, they're attracted to heat, and they're attracted to action and violence. It says that and talks about it in Predator 2 as well. Why wouldn't they have been right in the middle of World War II? Where they would be attacking from the sky. So why is it called Killer of Killers? Well, because if I give away too much, then I actually don't like giving spoilers. I want you to go watch this because it's really damn good. And some of you go, it's animated. I don't give a turkey. This movie is fantastic. It works exactly for the way it was. If it was a big budget film, you'd be like, well, and rah. But as an animated film, it's great. It also ties into, and this is a little bit of a spoiler, if you enjoyed Prey and you thought Prey was good, stick around. This movie is fantastic. I would have paid, if I saw it in the theater and it was still animated, I would have been happy, much less the fact that it's on Hulu. So should you see Predator, Killer of Predators? Abso-freaking-lutely. This movie is fun. Dan Trachtenberg and his writers completely understand what a Predator movie is, know how to give it to you, know how to talk to you, give you information, explain more without just having characters just dialogue and exposition. This movie works on every level. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's not Citizen Kane, but for a movie called Predator, Killer of Killers, it's pretty damn good. You should check it out. Totally check out Predator, Killer of Killers. This has been Joe Lewis, a Bonehead Weekly. I'm going to put these back on to find the stupid stop button. Why am I getting out? Cat told me I look distinguished, but I don't.
And welcome back, everybody, to the final few moments of Scarefest TV with our guest, Brian Bremer. Now, okay, Brian, I'm going to throw in my favorite Lance story. The first time I saw Lance Henriksen was at Texas Frightmare, and he came in the restaurant, and I thought a homeless man had walked in off the street.
For sure.
I know. His shirt wasn't buttoned, his old plain baggy pants. So yeah,
he hadn't changed at all. It's the same way on the set. He was much younger, when we did the movie, but same thing. He was very free flowing and just kind of like very hippie. In fact, at that time he was dating this young hippie lady. I don't think that they're still together. I'd be surprised, but he was a cool dude. He was a cool dude.
Well,
I can see why you thought he was homeless, though.
I don't know if I told Wes this, but I think Adrian had went to FrankenCon, maybe, and so that night I didn't realize she was there, and I had texted her my bullshit Tobias Forge conspiracy theory board that I was coming up with, and she writes back, she's like, I just showed that to Brian Bremer, and I was like, God damn it. No, he knows too much about me now. So
that's right.
He knows I am not well. So
got your number, Katie.
Oh no. So I'm sorry. I owe you an apology for that. I didn't know you were going to see that.
That's funny.
I had to ask you because you said Soul's Chapel. This is the Kentucky ghost hunter in me. That's not a story about Kentucky, is it?
I think it is. I think that, I just saw a very little portion of the script and the part that I did, but I think it is based on an actual place.
Yeah, it's about an hour south of me.
Yeah, and an actual story. Yeah.
Okay.
That's MTS Pictures, and that's Jake Eastwood and his crew. They are great. If you find MTS Pictures on social, then you'll kind of see the process of that movie. Yeah, you should do it.
Like Soul's Chapel is
one of the cool script.
I've always wanted to investigate it, but I hate investigating what's outdoor locations now. So
mosquitoes.
Mainly people, honestly. Because there's always some crackhead out somewhere at 10 o'clock at night when you're trying to investigate.
I bet. Y'all, come on now. Homeless people,
in Kentucky, they're meth heads.
True. It's, I said on Barb's thing, I was like, I have been in locations where people have tried to break in while we're in there. So
I bet. The places
you go. People are way scarier than ghosts. But
well, that's for sure.
I would like to see I would like to see your movie because that just sounds interesting.
Well, I will keep you posted. They just finished principal photography, but I will definitely let you guys know. Believe me, I'll be letting everybody know when it's ready to be released.
Oh, I'll share it
I'll let you
social
know.
Media.
People are scarier than monsters, Katie. That's what horror is all about. If you look at The Walking Dead, the whole idea of The Walking Dead is the people are much, much more frightening than the zombies.
And it's so funny too because the first year I went to Scarefest, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little nervous going into it. I'd never been to a horror convention before, didn't know what to expect. But horror fans and goths and weirdos, all of you guys are the nicest people. They would, you know what I mean?
Totally. 100%.
They will remember what you talked about 2 years ago. Perfectly. It was really cool. But I will definitely share it on my Ghost Hunters page if you do Soul's Chat. And that gets
Thank you. We would really appreciate that. I'll let Jake know that, and be sure to find him. MTS Pictures. Find him on social and follow him. And then, and I'll remember to connect you guys as well. That would be really, really great. Yeah, I have lifelong friends from Scarefest and Franken-Con and some of the other shows I've done. I haven't done a ton. I was really getting started last year when Dad got sick, so I hope to kind of be able to ramp it back up again.
You want to try to ramp it back up?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'll always go to Scarefest and I'll always go to Franken-Con. And honestly, I mean, I love doing shows, and I've done a lot of like other shows, but I mean, those are the only two. Well, those
Franken-Con does have a vibe. I'll give you that. Smaller show.
Yeah, you guys do. Yeah.
But but we're having to hold it in by the seams. I'll be honest. You know.
I know.
When you get that big, when you start small and you build up to something like that.
Yeah.
I like to think that I'm having a great part in that. Because I'm out here with the people every
Of course you are.
You are.
Oh, you guys, you and Anita. I mean, absolutely, Wes.
But
You
I
guys
did
have, yeah.
Okay, I got a question for you.
Please.
Okay. Test Tube Teens. Back to that movie. The blonde in the
Back where we
beginning
started.
scene with you all and Professor Dorn. Okay?
Yeah, I'm having to stretch my mind back.
Reach back. Is that Sarah Suzanne Brown? Do you remember her name?
I think so.
Because
yes,
you never
I
know
think
about IMDb, and there was a Michelle Matheson that kind of looked like her. The reason I asked.
Oh, that's her, Michelle Matheson. That's her.
Oh, it was her. Okay.
That's her. Because at the end, she gets all sexy and I get all sexy and we kissed, and her name was Michelle. Remember that? Because
that didn't take much of a stretch.
My
for
first
her.
and only.
The reason I meant the sexy part. Okay.
I know exactly what you meant, Wes. But listen, that's the first. But that, by the way, that is the first and only time I've ever kissed anyone on screen in anything that I've ever done.
Well, I have to say, if it had to happen, I don't think it could happen to a better person.
Thank you.
I've looked through her. Okay, I'm looking through her IMDb. I'm trying to figure out where I know her from. When I watched that movie, maybe it was that's Revenge of the Nerds 3, though. I don't even remember that one. Damn it.
It's hard to, I mean, we were all in so many things, you know, and back then, back in the, you know, late 80s, early 90s, there was a whole bunch of us that were just working in a bunch of different things and on TV shows and stuff. I was on a bunch of TV shows. So like a lot of people will say, I know you from somewhere. And I always go, it has to be Pumpkinhead. And like, no, I've never seen that. And then I'm always like, well, I just have a face then that looks familiar to you. And I do look like a lot of other actors that were around.
I'm trying to figure if I would if I just ran into you on the street. I don't think I would. Of course, I'm not that horror fan that remembers.
Yeah, it's happened, but it's rare. Yeah.
But honestly, I don't. Going back to
especially being a voice actor.
I don't know if I could have picked you out of a lineup from where you looked at that age versus now.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, yeah. No, that I look very. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
I thought if I heard you on the street talking to somebody, I'd be like, is that Mr. Peanut talking? Oh my god!
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I've never been recognized for being the voice of Mr. Peanut or aren't you the guy on that Apple Watch campaign? Like, never. I actually do. People who know I do voiceover, they will say, hey, I think I heard you on a Verizon spot. I'm like, yeah, that was me. Like, they'll hear you. But voiceover is the anonymous art form, which is another thing I really like about it. I have been recognized in public for Pumpkinhead before, though. There's a good friend of mine now named Brian Daniel Stewart down at a restaurant in Key West, and he's a huge horror fan. And in the restaurant, they actually had a Pumpkinhead statue up on the shelf. And he kept looking over at our table and looking over at our table. And then my friend got up and went and talked to him and said, do you want to talk to him? Do you know who he is? Because thinking he was a fan of the movie because he's got a statue of the Pumpkinhead in his restaurant, right? He's like, is that the guy from Pumpkinhead? And my friend's like, yeah. And he and I just became really good friends. But that is literally one of the only times I could count on one hand how often that's happened.
Okay, but when that happened, were you just kicking your feet under the table?
I was crazy. Yeah, it was crazy. That was several years ago. And it was one of the first times that I realized that yeah, of course, it was amazing. Yeah. And they comped our dinner and everything. Yeah. It was cool. Like you said, you feel famous for 15 seconds. It was pretty cool.
That's awesome. I love that.
It was pretty. Yeah, and then we've stayed good friends. They're down in Key West, and his name is Brian Daniel Stewart, and he is a really, really good guy and a good friend. So,
yeah. Everyone, it is time to call it a night.
The hour went so fast.
Yes, the hour goes by. I try not to drag it out too bad. course, everybody, Brian Bremer will be at Scarefest 2025. Yay! And if you have not met the man, it's worth the stand in line to meet him.
Yes.
Or just go out and smoke, and he'll be out there at some point during the night.
Yes, man.
I'm not saying it's a good place to meet stars. I'm just saying.
Yeah, everybody's out there. God almighty. Well, thank you,
or,
Wes. I
or
love
go
you
to
so much.
karaoke.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hope I can do karaoke. Last time we did storybook at the same time, but I don't know what's going on this year, but I hope so. I want to do karaoke again. But I love you, Wes. I love you, Nita. Love you, Katie. Love all you guys. And I can't wait to be down there in October and see all you guys. Thank you so much for having me on, Wes. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for coming on. Everybody, we will see you next week. Next week, we have the lineup for the seminars. Our seminar lineup should be complete by next week. See you then.